On a cold, rainy night, Police Chief Arman Halim, a man known for his strictness and his unshakable courage, walked through the quiet halls of the Central Police Station. He had spent decades fighting criminals, guiding young officers, and keeping his city safe. But nothing, absolutely nothing, prepared him for what he found that night. A small sound echoed through the lobby. A whimper. Soft, frightened, human. Arman stopped. Looked around. And then he saw it. A baby. Wrapped in a faded blue blanket, placed carefully on the wooden bench near the entrance. The child's little fists trembled from the cold, and pinned to the blanket was a crumpled note. Arman's brows tightened as he unfolded the paper. Only 5 words were written. Please protect him. I can't. That was the moment, right there, when the life of a hardened police chief shattered and rebuilt itself in a single heartbeat. Arman lifted the baby gently, something he hadn't done in 20 years. His hands trained to hold guns, files, evidence, suddenly felt too big, too clumsy, too unworthy to hold something so fragile. He looked around, but no one else was there. Someone had trusted him with this child. Someone had chosen this station, this night, and his name written faintly on the back of the note. Chief Arman, only you can keep him safe. For the next few days, the police searched everywhere, CCTV footage, nearby streets, missing persons cases, but nothing matched. Whoever left the baby behind had vanished like smoke. While officers debated who should call child services, the baby, who Arman quietly named Ahan, wouldn't stop crying unless he was in Arman's arms. For a man who lived alone, who had no children, whose wife had died years ago, this small child suddenly became the only warmth in his long, lonely nights. But Arman refused to accept it. This is temporary, he told himself. I'm not meant to be a father. I'm a police chief. Yet every time he tried to hand Ahan to social workers, the baby clung to his uniform with his tiny fingers, as if begging him not to let go. And every time, Arman failed to walk away. A month passed. Then 2. The station changed. Officers started smiling more. The cold, tense environment softened. Ahan became a symbol of hope in a place filled with crime and sorrow. And Arman. He became someone he thought he couldn't be again. A caregiver. A protector. A father. But peace never stays forever. One evening, Arman received a call from the narcotics division. They had identified a dangerous gang transporting children across borders, children kidnapped, orphaned, or sold. And among the documents recovered, there was one photograph. Ahan's mother. And behind her, the gang leader, Raheel Duran, one of the most ruthless criminals Arman had been trying to catch for years. Suddenly everything made sense. The baby wasn't abandoned out of weakness. He was hidden out of love. Ahan's mother was on the run, being hunted, and the only safe place she trusted was the police chief she had once helped years ago when she was an informant. She knew she might not survive. She knew the gang would come for her child. So she wrote the only words she could. Please protect him. I can't. Arman felt his chest tighten with guilt and rage. If he had caught Raheel sooner, this woman, this mother, wouldn't have had to give up her baby. And now the enemy knew the baby was alive, and where he was. The station went on high alert. One stormy night, the danger arrived. Shots were fired outside the station. Smoke bombs crashed through the windows. Officers rushed to defend the entrance while Arman grabbed Ahan and hid him in the safe room. But Raheel Duran had come for one thing only. The child. When Arman stepped out to face him, Raheel smirked. You have something that belongs to me. Arman's voice was steady. He doesn't belong to you. He belongs to the mother who died protecting him. For the first time, Raheel looked shaken. Not angry, shaken. Something was wrong. His mother isn't dead, Raheel snarled. She's mine. She ran from me. And you, Chief Arman, you helped her. Arman's heart pounded. Alive? Could she really be alive? But the confrontation had no time for answers. Raheel raised his gun. Before he could shoot, the young officers, Arman's own trainees, charged forward, shielding their chief without hesitation. A fierce firefight broke out in the rain-soaked courtyard. In the end, Arman was the one who took Raheel down. Not with anger. Not with vengeance. But with the oath he had lived by his entire life: protect the innocent, no matter the cost. With Raheel arrested and his gang dismantled, the investigation finally led them to a safe house 2 cities away, where Ahan's mother had been hiding, weak but alive. When she entered the station and saw Ahan sleeping in Arman's arms, she broke down. "You saved him," she whispered. "You saved my baby." Arman gently placed Ahan in her arms, and for a second, he felt his world go completely empty again. But then she looked up with tears in her eyes. "You protected him like a father. If you want, he can still have 2. Those words hit Arman harder than any bullet ever could. Months passed. The legal process was completed. Custody was granted jointly. Ahan had 2 protectors now, his mother, and the man who fought the world to keep him safe. The police station returned to normal, but Arman was never the same again. He found a new purpose, a new family, and a new hope that made every scar on his body worth it. The story of the abandoned baby spread through the city, reminding everyone that kindness can grow in the darkest places, that love can be found in the unlikeliest moments, and that sometimes, the people who walk into our lives as strangers become the ones we can't live without.